How's your headspace?
Headspace as in today, as of lately, since all of this started.
This week.
This week has been better than last week. And in a sense of like, I made sure that it was better than last week. Because I know it's so easy to just be stuck and kind of let what's going on around us depend on like your mood and your actions and how you're like talking to people. But this week I stepped in and I'm like, God, it's a new week, new mentality, new perspective. So my headspace this week is well. I feel encouraged. I feel at peace. Of course, there's trying times, but I feel okay.
Self-care. I did a therapist call with YA, and she talked about self-care in a way that I guess I didn't think about, and it really challenged me to kind of like think, well, what do I do for self-care? A lot of people like take it as being like selfish, just a lot of negative reasons behind self-care. But then when she brought in scripture, I was like, okay. We practice self-care to genuinely or effectively love others. And she connected that with when it talks about the first commandment, loving God with all your heart, your mind, your body, your soul. And then equally loving others as you love yourself. So it's like that all connects, and it's that equal love that we should be showing. I heard a song that said like, if you have Jesus in you, and that's the same Jesus in me, then there's no reason to not love. I feel like I want to challenge others to kind of step into that, especially right now with everything that's going on. What are some things that you do to practice self-care?
I feel like my number one thing definitely is sitting still with God. Just being able to sit in his presence and not even say anything. We're constantly talking about something, complaining about something, praying about something. And so what I've been learning just during this quarantine and just, being in isolation, I've been given a lot of revelation about places in my life that I ignored because I am so extroverted, and I had plans literally every weekend. I was never home. And so now, being home, working from home, it is a priority for me to be spending time with him, even if it's just in silence. So I feel like, of course, that, reading my Bible, and taking some time, whether it's in reading a book. Any time that I read a book, I'm very intentional with what I read. Any books that I look for are usually faith-based and faith-centered, whether it's like talking about experiences or just being able to focus on the most important part of any type of like relationship, which would be the one with God. So I also enjoy working out. That's definitely my outlet. It gives me time to, of course the gyms are closed right now. So I'm like, okay, I can't just eat all the quarantine snacks in the house. So I find, a new hobby that I've picked up along with my family is riding our bikes. And, whether we ride together or sometimes I ride separately, it kind of just gives me a moment to leave the phone alone, leave my computer alone, leave social media alone, and just unplug and enjoy the beauty that's around me. Because we're so used to sitting in front of a screen and forget, or, we get on our phones and I'm like, oh my gosh, look where I am. Like, just take a moment and enjoy, go for a ride, clear my mind, or even, working out here at home. It's not an ideal situation, but I'm going to work with what I have, and I'm still going to continue to nurture my body. And of course, another thing on top of that is being able to take care of myself, whether it be through making smoothies, making tea, taking that time to like really eat my breakfast, because literally in the mornings before work, when I, not work from home, I just like grab something, eat it in the car, like in traffic. Like, no, now I'm able to just enjoy that time and just like take it slow. Like, this has been such a humbling moment for me to realize, like, okay, Karen, you're constantly trying to take care of others and you forget to pour into yourself. So it's little moments like that of just sitting outside, seeing the beauty that God has given me, being able to sit in my word and journal and just reflect instead of trying to look outwards. I'm just looking inwards into what God has given me and seeing what's in front of me. Routine is very key right now, because it's easy to just lay in our beds and just kind of not have any type of schedule, because the schedule that we used to have, we no longer, have access to it because of us being at home or, wherever. But I feel like it's just finding things that you can enjoy alone that you don't necessarily need other people for. All of us are experiencing this in a different way, and it's affecting us in our spiritual life, in our emotional life, in our, mental health, and even like finances. So just finding time to just not overwhelm yourself. Honestly, I love not being on social media as much. And I know that's hard for our generation, but especially right now, all we're doing is being in front of a screen. Whether it be we're watching the news, whether it be we're in front of our phones or we're on our laptops, like, just take a moment, enjoy what's around you, and breathe.